the very important video, and in this one we're going to go over why this is not a housing market crash and why it's not like 2008. And I think this information is absolutely important for you if you're talking to buyers and sellers, and maybe sellers are holding off because they think the price is gonna soar after this is over in a month or two, or because buyers are not buying because they think like the prices of houses are gonna go down, and so they may be waiting on it. This is an excellent resource for you to, number one, go through it, read it, and number two, have this in your arsenal, so when you're talking with sellers or buyers, or you're conducting those virtual meetings with them, you can walk them through and show them that this is not the housing crisis, this is not like 2008 or 9, there's nothing that's going to be significantly changing. Things have been fairly constant, and we don't think there's going to be like a huge difference coming along the way, so they might be losing on a great deal that's happening right now. Okay, so let's go with the first graph, which shows the historical data for the mortgage availability index. And what this shows is basically what led up to the housing bubble in 2008 and 7, which led to the crash. So at that time, we all know very well that there was subprime lending that was happening, and it was very easy for people to avail loans. So the higher this index is, that means that the availability of loan is that much easier. But there are tough and stringent rules right now, so it's not subprime lending, there's no collateral debt obligations happening, and so it's really difficult for people. Not really difficult, but there are stringent processes for people to basically get loans. So since they were not there, they were very easy, and subprime lending was happening in 2007 and 8, so it led to the housing bubble. The higher it is, the easier it is for people to get loan. But if you see here, let me make this bigger. 2009 until today, it has been fairly at the same level, about 100, between 100 and 200, and so the availability is there, but it's there are quite tough process in the way to qualify people. So that means more quality buyer and real buyers who really have skin in the game, and they really are genuine buyers, instead of the ones who are just trying to get a house, who doesn't have any means to pay for the house. Okay, now that's one. Number two is that if your sellers are coming with the objections such as like when the economy is going to rebound, the prices of houses are going to go up astronomically. That's not gonna happen, because when the housing crash happened, the 6 years before that, it was leading up to the crisis, because of, again, the subprime lending and all that, and there was a lot of demand, so the price of houses went up and then it crashed. But if you see, since 2014 and 2019, the average house appreciation has been around 4.4% to 4.7%. So think of this coronavirus, whatever this is happening, is just like a snowstorm. So it's not like we're going to rebuild the economy or anything like that. It's just the snowstorm has happened, and when this goes away, it's just going to melt, and every system, everything, all the buildings are just there. We don't have to build them again. So it's going to soar, and the economy is going to rebound very quickly. Okay, so it's not going to be something that happens out of blue. The interest rate goes astronomically high or anything like that. It's fairly stable. This thing has happened. It may last a month or two, we don't know, but things are going to stay the way they are. Okay, and as you can see here, from the last 5 to 6 years, the house average appreciation is around 4.5% to 4.7%. So sellers are not going to see a huge increase in their house if they're holding off because of that. So you can walk them through that. If they are having a great deal, if they are getting some great offers, they should not be holding on to see any unnatural increases in their house prices when the economy soars back up. The third thing that I wanted to show here is the monthly inventory, months inventory of homes for sale. So in 2007, there was about 8.2, and today it's 3.1. So that's a good point for buyers, that there's not a lot of inventory in the market right now. So the price is not going to go down completely. It's not going to be like they're going to have a reduce in prices of homes. So when the economy comes back on, or if they're waiting that the prices of houses are going to go down significantly, nothing like that is going to happen, because just of the inventory in the marketplace is not that much. Okay, there's actually a shortage of inventory. So if they are looking to buy, they might be having a great deal right now, so they shouldn't be passing on to it, because they might not get the same deal once the economy is back up, because there's a shortage and there's about 4.7% increase that's going on in the marketplace right now. And also you can read here that because the inventory is not too much in the marketplace, there's nothing such of there's the price is not going to tumble. Okay, it's going to fairly stay consistent. And that's a very good point to talk with buyers and let them know, like, it's not going to be that those prices are going to significantly go down or anything like that, because of the mortgage rates are stable, because of the house appreciation is stable, and because the inventory is not that much in the marketplace. The prices are going to stay fairly similar the way they are today. There's not going to be any crazy depreciations or appreciations. Okay, number fourth point is that it is quite easy right now for people to afford a house, not to get a house, but to afford a house. What I mean by that is, if you go and read this, the affordability formula, that has three components. The number one, the price of the home, the second, the wages earned by the purchaser, and third, the mortgage rate availability at the time. So 14 years ago, they're telling us like prices were high, wages were low, and the mortgages were over 6%. Today, the prices are still high. The wages, however, have increased, and the mortgage is about 3.5%. That means the average family pays less of their monthly income towards their mortgage payment than they did back then. Here's a graph showing the difference. So this graph shows like 15.5% of the median income of an average household is needed to buy a median priced home, as compared to the older crisis, the 2007 crisis, in which it was 25.4%. So this also puts a confidence in the market that, number one, the real genuine buyers are there. Number two, it's going to be easy, and a significantly lower portion of their income that they would need to be able to finance a home. And since this was high in 2006 and 7, obviously people could not afford to keep those house with them. That's why also the crash has happened, because people went into foreclosures and premature sales of their houses. So this last graph is also very important, because a lot of people actually use the system. So they saw the opportunity and they cashed out and used their houses, like personal ATM machines, to invest into other things, or maybe into buying, because the lending was subprime, they cashed out and they were able to also put down into different investments because they saw the opportunity. And that's why it led to the crash. And we all know what happened in 2007 and 8. But now if you see, it's the third, even less than the third, of the equity that cashed out in 17, 18, and 19. So in total 3 years there was about 232 billion equity that was cashed out. But if you see 2005 and 6, there was about 824 billion equity that was cashed out. So just imagine how many homes were available on sale. As you can see in the, here is this graph as well. All of them cashing out, all of them selling houses and whatnot. That's why one of these reasons the people actually this crash happened. So there's nothing like that. If you see all these 5 graphs, okay, no one knows. You as a real estate agent, we don't know what's going to happen. But like any good analytical person, or any financial company or any forecasting, when you're doing, you have to look at the past and metrics and past data. So if you see all these main very important graphs, all of them look to be very, very stable as compared to the ones what happened in 2008. So you most definitely need to have this information, and when you're going into calls, when you're having those appointments and meetings with your buyers and sellers, you need to walk them through and tell them exactly what it is, because quite honestly they don't know and we don't know, and it's our job to educate our leads. What is the best move forward? Should they, if they are waiting on that there's something that's crazy gonna happen after the economy rebounds, and I don't even think it's like a complete recession. It's just like a snowstorm has happened. We don't have to build our financial systems or anything like that. Once it smells, everything is already there. Okay, so everything is going to be fairly stable. So there's nothing that's gonna crazy, nothing crazy is gonna happen. And so if they're holding off just because they will be able to benefit, you can show them the past metrics that it won't happen. And in the last 5 recessions that have happened, up from 1920 up till 2020, in 3 of those recessions, prices of houses were actually it went up about 4% to 5%, that they went up. So this is what you need to have in your arsenal when you're hopping on meetings, to make your leads move forward and do those deals with you guys. Also, I'm going to link this article below this video so you guys can go and check it out, educate yourself, and walk your leads through this pandemic that we are having and help them make the best decision for themselves. And if you guys also want to touch up on one thing, a lot of people are pulling out of the market, and there's a lot of inventory in the marketplace available in terms of generating leads. We are seeing some crazy results already with our leads here. About 456 leads costing us just about $3, and it is like, a lot of people are pulling out from the market. So that means that, the ads have gotten cheaper, everything is becoming cheaper. So if you don't start building relationships right now, then when the economy rebounds, people are going to go crazy in the market, because like everyone is holding off, right? Every agent and everyone is holding off, that they're waiting. And when it rebounds, there's going to be just so much competition that everyone's going to jump in, okay? And everyone is going to go crazy. And people who are developing relationship right now, guess what, who the leads are going to go to, who they're going to do business with? Someone who has been developing relationship in these hard times with those leads, or the ones who just come at that time and just want to snag money or snag those deals away. No one is going to trust them. If you're guiding your people through right now, through this process, obviously your leads are going to come to you. And that's why I have this leads domination workshop that shows you exactly how you're gonna, this is a 5-step system, so it walks you through how you're gonna generate leads, how you're gonna connect those hot leads, those hot pocket of buyers and sellers, that you can have automated conversations coming on, so you have automated appointments coming with them. Awesome responses. We have been getting some awesome responses. Like, first of all, respect to this lady who's working like crazy in the nights, but yeah, she came to us and she's like, she's requesting her agent if she can hop on call with them, because she's really looking to buy. And so if you want to hop on in this workshop, it walks you through in these entire 5 steps: how to generate leads, how to collect those leads and find those hot pockets of buyers, segment them, have automated conversations going on with them, so you can set appointments, either virtual, and also close deals with them. So it's just for 49 bucks. And because like there's a pandemic going on, I've heavily discounted this for you guys to just check it out. And I'll also link this below this video if you want to check this out. So with that said, guys, stay safe, take care of your family and yourself, and educate yourself. And I'll see you in the next one.